friends, today we're going to do something a little bit more fun. I decided to finally do the Do I Have That Book challenge. I haven't done this one yet, mostly because my books are all spread out and it felt like it would be a little bit weird to film, but we're just going to go for it because, I don't know, it just seems really fun. Alright, so if you don't know, the Do I Have That Book challenge is a list of 20 questions that has to do with the different kinds of books you might have on your shelves, and you time yourself to see how long it takes you to find those books. So I'll link a few videos down below. I'll try and find the original creator. I've seen several people do this, so I'll list some of my favorites down below as well. And make sure you check those out. So I have my main two bookshelves back here. That's what the camera is going to be on. But I may have to run back to my room where I have like my kids' books and a lot of, these are my series. So anything not series and all my kids' books. I'm going to grab all the books and time myself, and then we'll go through them at the end. Okay, question number 1. Do you have a book with deckled edges? And I think right here, yep. Nice, beautiful deckled edges. Okay, number 2, do you have a book with 3 or more people on the front? I don't like books with people on the front. Oh, maybe some of my Little House on the Prairie? Hey, first one. Okay, question number 3. Do you have a book based on another fictional story? Yeah, a retelling. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't have Cinder, so I'll go with Scarlet. Question number 4. Do you have a book with a title 10 letters long? Oh gosh. Okay, let me double check. I think Heir of Fire. Yeah, Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I don't have my cover on it. Okay. Question 5. Do you have a book with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? Six of Crows, another one I don't have a cover for. Question 6. Do you have a mass market paperback? Like all of these are mass market paperbacks. We'll go with this one. Okay, 7. Do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to like Google common pen names. Is this cheating if I Google authors with pen names? I don't think I have. Oh, Lewis Carroll. Okay, let me go grab my Alice in Wonderland. Question 8. Do you have a book with a character's name in the title? Okay, well I'm not gonna do, I've already done one from the Lunar Chronicles, so I'm not gonna do that one again. Oh, Artemis Fowl. Good old Artemis Fowl. Do you have a book with 2 maps in it? I think my Brandon Sanderson. Yep. 1, 2. Okay. Question 10. Do you have a book that turned into a TV show? Wheel of Time is gonna be. Oh, you know what? In the other room, I have Good Omens. TV show. Got it. 11. Do you have a book written by someone who was originally famous for something else? Probably, let me go check my biographies. Okay, this is Binge by Tyler Oakley, who is a YouTuber. Question 12. Do you have a book with a clock on the cover? I just unhauled one as a clock on the cover. Let me check. I think I'm just going to have to go with this one. There's a clock behind his head. Okay, 13. Do you have a poetry book? Yeah. Love and Misadventure. Question 14. Do you have a book with an award stamp on it? Okay, so this one has, I don't know what award this is. P Honor Book. 15. Do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as me? My initials are EP. I am gonna guess no. I'll double check. This is probably cheating, but in college we got to like have our own little books illustrated. So I have a little book and it's technically like written by me. So that's the same initials. I'm gonna go with that. Question 16. Do you have a book of short stories? Yes. All right, Geektastic. And 17. Do you have a book that is between 500 and 510 pages long? $512. That's rude. Okay, The Lost Symbol. 509, right in there. Okay. Question 18. Almost done. Do you have a book that was turned into a movie? Okay, here we go. Bridge to Terabithia. Number 19. Do you have a graphic novel? We got Monstrous. Okay, and the last question. Do you have a book written by 2 or more authors? Okay, guys, we got it. This book has 2 authors at the top, so let me stop my time. Okay, not bad. Let's take a second to go through these. I'm going to move my camera to a spot that's a little bit more comfortable to film. All right, back to our normal spot. Let's start at the beginning. For a book with deckled edges, I chose The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. It has nice deckled edges. This is a forbidden romance that I read last year, I think, and I really enjoyed it. I need to pick up the second one. Book number 2 was a book with 3 or more people on the cover. And I went with a classic, The Little House on the Prairie by Laura Ingalls Wilder. The first one on the stack just happened to have exactly what I needed. Book number 3. Do you have a book based on another fictional story? I chose Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is kind of a Red Riding Hood retelling, and it's the second book in the Lunar Chronicles. All of them are retellings. Do you have a book with a title that is 10 letters long? Heir of Fire, 10 letters. This is, I think, book 4? No, book 3 in the Throne of Glass series. I've read up through book 4. I think there's 7 books. So I have a long ways to go. Once one of my favorite characters kind of started to disappear, I stopped reading. But I do hope to finish and get back into this because I did love the first few books. So for number 5, it asked if we had a book that started and ended with the same letter. I think, if I remember right, a few other people chose this, and that is Six of Crows. I'm sorry I have so many books that don't have their cover on. Yeah, I went through a phase, but this one has beautiful sprayed edges, and I love it. It's the first one in a duology. I actually liked the second book in this duology better, but it works, and so we picked it up. Number 6, do you have a mass market paperback? I'm pretty sure like 90% of my books are mass market paperback, but I went with Mr. Monday by Garth Nix. This is the first in the Keys to the Kingdom series. It also had a clock on the cover. I think all of his almost do because the magic system has to do with time and the clock. So this is my clock one, but I should have switched them out maybe. Anyway, number 7. Do you have a book written by a pen name? I had to do some research, but Lewis Carroll is a pen name, so I have my annotated version of Alice in Wonderland. It has some really beautiful artwork in it and a ton of footnotes and additional information. It's a hefty boy, and it works for this prompt. Number 8, do you have a book with character's name in the title? I chose wherever it is. Artemis Fowl. This one happens to be, I think, book 5, The Opal Deception. But Artemis Fowl is obviously the main character, and his name is in every one of those books. Number 9, do you have a book with 2 maps? Good old Brandon Sanderson. I think I already showed you, but it did have 2 maps in the front. The first one was like the general world, and I think the other one was a close-up of the city that they're in. So, thank you, Brandon Sanderson. He always comes through, you know? Number 10, a book that was turned into a TV show. I haven't watched it yet because I haven't read the book yet, but I know that Good Omens is a newer TV show. So, do you have a book that was originally written by someone who is famous for something else? Another one without a cover, but Binge by Tyler Oakley, who was a YouTuber. It has really cool pictures throughout, obviously. And it was a pretty good read, I think. 12, a book with a clock on the cover. I already talked about this, but I went with another Garth Nix. You really can't see, but I promise that is a clock. 13 was a poetry book. And I have Love and Misadventure by Lang Leave. I have a few marks for the poems I really loved. Award stamp for the next one. This is apparently the Michael L. Pence Honor Book Award. So you can see it there. It also is an ALA notable book, a BCBB blue ribbon. I don't know, it's got a lot of awards, but none of them that I've heard of, but I do love this book, Airborne by Kenneth Opel. I read it in high school. It's on my list to eventually reread, but I need to get through some of my other stuff first. So, a book written by an author with the same initials for you. I think I said this. I know I said this, but yeah, this one's just, I wrote a little poem, like one for each month. It was an assignment in college, so yeah. It's just like one of those handmade books, you know, you can like send your stuff off and print it. We've done it with our students too. So they just get to kind of print their own book. But since I wrote it, it's my initials. It works, you know. A book of short stories. I have Geektastic. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm excited to because some of the authors, it has Liba Bray, Cassandra Clare, John Green, Scott Westerfeld, so a lot of ones, and Garth Nix, of course. And so a lot of these are ones that I loved in high school and still love. So a book that is between 500 and 510 pages. This is probably one of the ones that ate up the most time. So, but The Lost Symbol by Dan Brown did have 509, just barely slid in there. For a book turned into a movie, I went with Bridge of Terabithia by Katherine Patterson. I love this book. The movie was really good, but man, is it sad. So, fair warning. 19 was a graphic novel, which actually I have quite a few up here. This is kind of my short story, poetry, graphic novel. But I chose Monstrous. I just finished this last month, and it was really good, and it has beautiful artwork. So, and cats. And the last one was a book written by 2 or more authors. This is one of my nonfictions, The Great Depression Diary, and it's, oh, I just realized it's edited by 2 people. Maybe not written by, oops. Oh well, we're gonna go with it. Written by Benjamin Roth, edited by James Ledbetter and Daniel B. Roth. So I think that it's gonna have to count. I stopped the timer. That is it, guys. I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching. I really enjoy watching these things. It's fun to see what people pick up and what people have based on different prompts. I know there is another Do You Have That Other Book challenge and some Do You Have That Trope challenges going around. So I'll probably start doing one of these maybe every other month. I want to give myself time to kind of forget the questions before I start and maybe figure out a way to get all my books in the camera. I don't know. We'll have to figure this out. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great, fun day. Do something nice and relaxing. Take a bubble bath. Those are fun. And I'll see you later. Bye.